coconut and all.
Okay, the recording has started.
Oh, okay. 2 minutes early, but awesome.
I chewed really fast.
I apologize. I'll be eating dinner while this is going on.
I've got to go.
I may be sneaking bites of chicken. It's fine.
Me too.
All right. I'm just taking a look at okay.
Amber, go on. Go, kitty.
Alrighty. Alrighty. Oh, there's a pretty graphic behind yours, Your Excellency.
I thank you.
He is such a show off.
Makes me want to do the put up the Populace badge now.
I know what room Tish is in.
Yep.
Left in that bed.
She told us it's prison.
Yeah.
All right. It is 7 o'clock. So we are going to start. I guess I have to share my screen. Or no, I don't actually have to share my screen. I just have to get my video up there. I think everybody should probably be muted or on mute except for me at the moment. Okay. All right, Your Excellency, Kat, you're gonna have to forgive me. So I see His Excellency on the screen, not me. What do I need to do?
Here, let me switch you to the host.
Okay.
And that should give you more control over what's going on.
All righty. Cool.
You can also change your speaker view.
Speaker view. Oh, well, okay. So I see
It's
we're
usually at the top.
Up right on a PC.
okay. Gallery view.
Top, yeah. It should have like a little box and then speaker view.
Should group video. Looking right now. Up so small active speaker view. There we go. Oh. Okay.
If not, everyone else can click their speaker view too, and it'll put whoever's talking on their screen.
Okay. I think I clicked my speaker view. So let's, I'll just thumbnail video, speaker, hide thumbnail video.
Are you trying to change who you see, or are you trying to share your screen?
I'm trying to, whoever's talking is who's on the screen.
That's the default.
If you're happy with the way that you're seeing your settings, each person actually gets to decide if they want speaker view or gallery view themselves.
Oh, okay.
I think you're probably good to just go.
Okay, good. There have been 2 people that entered the waiting room. Your Excellency, do you still have access to the waiting room?
No, that's going to be you.
Okay.
But go ahead and accept. If any live link is put in the chat, that person's removed. That's the
Okay.
only thing that's for.
All right. So those people have been added. So yay. Okay. I apologize. It's my first time hosting a Zoom or being one of the moderators for Zoom. So we have lots of, well, since we haven't had, this is our first meeting since the COVID pandemic. So there's pretty much a fair amount of stuff to cover. First, I'll cover basically some of the Kingdom and SCA stuff. As you all know, because you're on this virtually, that we are while the shelter in place is underway, which is the SCA is following the guidelines by also being shelter in place and no groups 10 or more. And we try to be at least 6 feet apart. The SCA is following those guidelines, and when they change, the Kingdom Seneschal will inform us and let us know, and then we'll change. So as of right now, and since there isn't an end date yet that has been stated, for the foreseeable future, at least probably for the next month or so, it's going to remain, we're going to have to do things virtually. Speaking of virtual, there's a fair amount of virtual stuff going on in the Kingdom. And I'm just going to run through the month of May, which is the upcoming stuff. I'll cover first the events that have been canceled. Steps Warlord has been canceled, but there is a different event in that's placed during that weekend. Penzik has been canceled, and an event that's close to our hearts, Dragonfire's Tour, Guardian of the Tour event has been canceled. Those are the closest, well, the major ones. Grand Coastal Baronial, that used to be the first weekend in May, moved to October. Namron Beltane is now a virtual event, and that is still going on May 2nd. The Kingdom of Anstior is having virtual court also on May 2nd. Coronation is happening May 9th. It is going to be a virtual event. So that's when Their Highnesses Jason and Margarita will step up, and their current majesties, Sven and Christiana, will step down, all virtual, which should be very interesting to see how that goes. North Keep has a virtual event on May 16th, and the event that was Steps Warlord, or that time frame, is now changed to a Spring in Your Steps event, which is also a virtual event. Those are the virtual events for May. And then you can check, obviously, the Kingdom calendar. Kingdom calendar is updating. It has, if it's a virtual event, it actually says virtual event on it. And so I know there's a lot of activity on the Kingdom calendar right now, and there will continue to be for a while. It is worth noting that there isn't a site yet for Crown Tournament, which is in July. Now we're not sure if there's still going to be events in July, but so far the events either have been canceled or rescheduled that normally occur in May. June, there hasn't been any modifications to June yet, so hopefully, maybe, fingers crossed, we'll be back attending events in person instead of virtual events. But since we don't have any directive yet, there's no guarantee. We can just hope and keep our fingers crossed. Let's see. I'm just going to check what I said I was going to cover. And okay. Well, so that is general Onstera and society updates. Does anybody have any questions about about anything relating to Onstera or society? Hmm. Uh, okay, cool. Now we'll do officers.
Sonia, there is a question in the chat. It
Okay,
just says, are the Heralds still processing applications?
Yes.
there you go. Our Harold just responded saying, I assume that's our Harold saying yes. Awesome. Yeah, and if any questions come up in the chat, Your Excellency, if you could please inform me, because awesome. All right, so we're going to go into officers' reports. I'm going to, for Sir Arthur, the Minister of Children, I'm going to read his report because he doesn't have a camera or microphone. So let me try to get to that first. Yeah. Okay. There we go. So, from Sir Arthur, there is no official activity. I encourage parents to check out the classes and activities on the Kingdom page for children and all for Duke Roffin's game night on Sunday. Cool. Hope children who fight are keeping up with their drills and practice. He looks forward to being killed many times as soon as we can get together and have some more fun. So thank you, Sir Arthur, for your report. And I'm just randomly selecting people. So Gwenfrey, since you are on close to the beginning, let's go with Exchequer report.
Exchequer report. Current balance in the bank account is $13,843.09. Yes, we are still accepting Herald submissions. You have to send the money to me. If you need to reach me, I'm on Elfsea. I will post up my contact information, or private contact information, and I'll be happy to give you my address so you can send me a check so we can get the process going for your submissions. Other than that, I'm good. Yes, Dennis?
Tish, did we receive a refund yet for Defender, or is that still being processed?
I have not received anything for Defender.
I will check.
Anybody who wants funds, good.
I sent in a one for Defender and got her thing back saying that I would get my check after you guys all got together.
Okay, regarding refunds for Defender, I need to get an email at treasurer@elfsea.onstera.org, and I'll get a process. I found out that I can write the check, send it to Sonia, have Sonia sign it, and I'll put the an envelope for her to put in with the stamp on it. So as soon as she's done, she can mail it out.
Okay, it was
So we can get those.
it was sent to that address, and I received a response that when you guys could, I'd get it, but it should be in your Exchequer mailbox, right?
I've been unavailable this past week to do much of anything, but I will be working on that.
Okay.
Yeah, a while ago. But I just got the information like last weekend, not this past, but the week before. So as to what exchequers are authorized to do. So I will start getting it. I need an email confirming that somebody wants a refund.
Okay.
I don't want a friend of a friend
No, I will.
No, I have
resend
your
the
email. You know, I've got your email. I have your email. So
Okay.
I'll be processing that.
Yeah, so as long as an email is sent to the Exchequer, official Exchequer email address, requesting a refund for Defender, then Gwen Free can write out a check, send it to me and sign it, send it to me to sign it, and then that can mail you out, and she'll be able to give you an update. And since she just received instruction this week on how to do that, that's why no refunds have been processed yet. Now we know the official process, and we're going to be good to go. Awesome. Thanks for that. Your Excellency, Kaz, were you speaking of the site refund for Defender, or were you talking about refunds?
Actually, I was asking about the any money we pay to the site.
Okay. And Gwen Freed confirmed that she didn't receive anything yet, so I will reach out to the site and say, hey, where is it? Because I was the one in communications with them, and they were the ones that informed me that we were able to get a refund, no penalties. So we should be able to get the whole amount back. I will follow up on where that is from the site's end, and then I will update you guys.
Perfect.
Awesome.
One additional thing, if this is a refund for a PayPal payment, it will be refunded minus the PayPal fees. I just want to make sure that's very clear. Any PayPal fees will be taken out of your prepayment.
Thanks for confirming that. And it does, I believe when you use PayPal, it actually states that as well too, but thanks for confirming it and announcing it for everybody. Reminders are always good. Okay, so Web Minister.
Can I ask a quick question to Patricia? Hey, Tish, can I send a digital refund request form for the banners I bought from the Hospitaller Fund but use my personal money?
You can, anything you can send me digitally, I will happily get a check cut for. As long as I have a receipt and you know the check request form, we're good.
Okay, I think I already sent you the receipts. I just need to do the form. Thank you.
Okay.
Cool. All right, thank you, Exchequer. Web Minister.
Hey, everybody. I think I'm about halfway through migrating the website to the new platform. It is going a little bit slow because I'm also vetting the content. There are a whole lot of dead links. There's a lot of outdated content, like they hadn't been updated since before the MOD came into being. There's some content that really needed to be removed. And I'm still trying to figure out some of the nuances of WordPress, like how to make it so that the title and the content aren't exactly half the page each. So you don't have this much wasted space and this much used space. But it is moving along.
Cool. Anybody have any questions for the Web Minister?
Going once, going twice.
All righty. Thank you, Web Minister. Chronicler.
Unmute, sorry, hi. The newsletter went out earlier this month. Hopefully everybody got it. I did get an email from Sir Arthur today saying that he's having trouble with the mailing list. So if everybody, I mean, hopefully everybody read it, you know, right when you got it, right? But if you haven't gotten the April newsletter and you are signed up to the mailing list, please email the Chronicler email address. It's like chronicler@elfsea.on, you know, etc. So that I can check it out and see why that is, because it should have gone out to everybody. And my personal email is on the mailing list, and I know I got it, so I know it at least pushed. So, yeah, if you have problems having it, please let me know. You can submit anytime if you have questions or feedback. I love feedback. I changed the format. I added some things. I took some things away. It's a little bit of a weird format now because it's, you know, the plague newsletter. But yeah, if you want to do, I want art, assets. I want articles, anything. Submit anything. If you have any questions, let me know. It's going to be due again the end of June for July. All right, that's all for me. Unless anybody has questions.
Okay. Thank you, Chronicler. Hospitaler.
Well, during quarantine, it's kind of hard to see new faces. Makes my job just a little bit harder. We haven't gotten any emails this month, really, or last month. I have a feeling quarantine is going to slow down newcomer income. But I did last month or 2 months ago, get the new banners, and they're really pretty. We've gotten to fly one at the last fighter practice before quarantine. But yeah, for the most part, it's really slow right now. It really is.
Okay. All right. Chamberlain.
Yeah, I was sitting here just basking in my glory, thinking about just an amazing article and what amazing newsletter we had. I wasn't even ready for you. So Chamberlain, there's like everything else. There's not much going on. You know, I haven't really talked to Gwynfrey about it, but this is open if anybody wants it. I enjoy doing the job, but if somebody wants to just step in and be a way to work in the barony and kind of get your feet wet, doing some service for the barony, this is a great job to get started on, and I'll be happy to show you the ropes.
Cool. So applications are open for Chamberlain position. So if anybody's interested, please send your application. That would go, Gwynfrey, that would go to, would that go to you because Chamberlain?
Me, you, the B&B.
Okay.
So Your Grace, I real quick, I probably ought to just say deputy or something, because I felt silly saying deputy because I'm a deputy to the Exchequer. So I'm not in a hurry to leave. It's just if somebody wants to learn how to do this thing and they really are just passionate about it, please come talk to me and we could talk about it. I don't want to drop any bombshells or anything. So
thanks. I appreciate the clarification. And Chamberlain is a great position to get your feet wet as an officer. One, it is a deputy position, so you're not, out there by yourself flying in the wind. You report to somebody that can take care of it and train you, and it is a great starter. Get your feet wet position to become an officer for the barony. Cool. Let's hospital, Exchequer. I'm running through this. Marshall. Let me check the list, see if they're on mute or if they were unable to attend. I should probably check that anyway.
Archery Marshal here.
Okay, thank you. We'll go Archery Marshal.
Yeah, equally nothing. Sebastian had all of the loaner gear and everything for the archery practice that was supposed to be while I was gone at Gulf Wars. So he's still got that. I'll probably meet up with him sometime to get that back in the shed. And then all we have to do is wait for SCA gatherings to be okay again.
That would be nice. Yeah, after all that wonderful instruction that I received from you guys and Sebastian, I'm very much looking forward to testing my skills. But now I'll have to start all over again because I haven't been able to do it for so long.
Yeah,
But
we had one inquiry over Facebook about youth archery, and I told them as soon as we can get gatherings together again, I'll be happy to meet anybody who wants to shoot.
great. And a question, does archery practice include thrown weapons?
By prior arrangement. We have the targets, we have the weapons, I just need to know to bring them. Because
Okay.
it's a lot of effort to load those things up and put them in the truck. And Richard, because he's the authorized marshal.
Okay, great. Okay then. So for the rapier marshal and the knight marshal, those offices are still open. Those applications are still open. The original cutoff date was back in March, and then things happened in March, and so things got shut down. So it didn't. If you're interested in either being the knight marshal for Elfsea or the rapier marshal for Elfsea, please fill out an application and send it to the regionals and the kingdom, the respective ones, rapier for rapier and knight marshal or marshal for knight marshal, copying their excellencies, and I would like also copying the seneschal would be great too, so we can be aware of who has submitted applications, and then we can reach out to the regionals, and if there's not a regional, then the kingdom one to make the decision and get that up to date. But right now, since everything happened, we are extending the application process. Is still open. Hopefully, we will target for the next application. We'll accept applications through to the next Populace or the next officers meeting. And I'm looking at a calendar right now to give you an actual date on that. That would be May 18th. So if you're interested, please submit an application before that time. And then with hopes that that will close on May 18th. And then we can reach out to the ones making the decision so they can give us a decision so we can make it an announcement for the May Populace meeting. Obviously, the candidates would be informed before the rest of the populace is, but so that's the adjusted timeline for the rapier marshal and knight marshal Elfsea office positions. Okay, now I know there's probably a ton that I'm missing. Is there any other officer reports before we go into the guilds?
Arts and sciences.
Yes, thank you.
And heraldry.
Sorry, I wasn't sure if I should just go ahead and unmute or not. So, arts and sciences, believe it or not, there have been a few people working on activities. Before we had the major shutdown, I did have some friends over. We did do some painting together. Some of us may have now a personal goal of trying to finish as many charters as possible during quarantine. But there have been people that I thought it was important on my report to also include that there have been ladies within our barony who have made masks and have made masks not only for their families, but have also made masks and given them out to others. And there's been some learning beading work has been going on and some lovely stuff. I'm looking to, after talking with the Baron and Baroness, doing like a Zoom online project night, project day, either on a Tuesday or a Thursday, probably the first week of May. So I'm kind of looking at May 7th, where everybody's just, obviously in their own space, doing their thing, but we can all get together and kind of, encourage each other and have that time of camaraderie while working on garb, charters, scribal, whatever it is that you want to be doing, you can work on it while we're all hanging out together. So that's what we're looking at doing.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, I saw on Facebook you've requested like what projects and stuff people are doing. Do you need an update to that, or like, basically I've been doing some stuff, but I haven't typed it or sent it to you. So I was just wondering if you need it.
If you wouldn't mind sending it to me, I'll send an addendum to my report, or I'll just keep it and save it for the next report. Because I want to make sure that that everybody gets the recognition they deserve for working on things. These are, important things. And especially right now in this time of weirdness, I want to make sure that people are getting recognition for what they're doing, even practicing social distancing, practicing quarantining, and being at home by themselves. I think that's important. So please do still send it to me, and I will include it with my reports. Not a problem.
Okay. And when is your next report due?
My next report will be due towards the end of May, because it'll definitely be after our officers meeting. So it'll be closer towards the last weekend of the month. That's generally when I try to get my reports done, is that last weekend of the month. So generally somewhere in that last week or two, I will put an announcement out saying, hey, I'm looking to brag on my people. What you guys doing and how's things going? That's always a good guaranteed. If you ever just want to, oh, you know what, let me just slip her a note right now. You're more than welcome to slip me through. If you use Facebook a lot, Facebook Messenger, you're more than welcome to do my personal, because I don't have a separate one set up for Minister of Arts and Sciences. You're more than welcome to slip in a note. Hey, I've got this project going on. I just wanted to make sure I said something before I forgot, as I'm getting more involved with it, or what have you. I'm always open to that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Any other officers that I've missed?
DFT.
And the Herald.
And the Herald. Right. We were talking about heraldry, but that was from the Exchequer's perspective. So Franklin, since you spoke up, we'll do DFT and then the Herald.
Okay. DFT has been working on revising our financial policy, and it's almost ready to go to the printing press. Also, we have this for the month of April. We held a online meeting, and it was on Facebook, and it didn't go over that well. But on May the 10th, our next meeting, Populace meeting, we'll be doing it on Zoom. And also, I've extended the due date for bids because we're looking at the possibility of combining Guardian with Yule. And that'd be about it.
And that deadline is May 23rd?
The next Populace meeting will be May 10th.
No, the deadline for bids for DFT Yule.
Yes, May 26th.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you very much. Harold.
Hello. We can still do consultations and stuff and submit. The only thing is they got to pay the Exchequer before I can send any of their stuff in. Otherwise, it'll just get bounced back. So if anyone's asking, can a Herald help them? Yes, I can. But once they're ready to send everything in, we're going to have to put a postage stamp on some stuff, because I'm not going to waste their time and send in something I know won't get passed because they didn't pay for it.
Okay, so is the process then for submissions, send the payment to Exchequer first, and then Exchequer will send you a message saying, hey, I received payment for this, and then you reach out?
Yeah, well, most people come to me, and then I'm the one who's like, hey, here's an email, figure out how to send her money.
Okay.
So I have all their forms. I can fill out all the forms that need to be filled out and, make all the art. It's just a matter of making sure the check's gone through so I can send in that form with their submission as well.
Cool. All right.
I think me and Katie can work that out, right? We'll do a little email and we'll kind of CC you on it. But I think the simplest is, because they go to her first usually because they've got the information together.
Mm-hmm.
there's a form she's supposed to fill out with all the information, and then I get it, and I'm supposed to record that I got paid and then send our check in with that. So it kind of starts with the Herald and then trickles to me.
Okay. So yeah, if you guys can work a process, and then during this time frame, if we can, and then I'll post, if you could post to the lists and to the Facebook groups, the process that you guys come up with and follow, so people are aware.
Yeah, I mean, just send them to me and I'll handhold them through the process. I think that would be easiest.
Okay. All right. Okay. Guild. Scribble Guild.
Hey, ice cream. You're gonna get ice cream? Okay. Hi everybody. Apparently my son's getting ice cream. Obviously we're not meeting right now. Kind of hard to do that. That's the kind of thing everybody's going on right now. We did have a list of awards to have done for Defender, which have been put on a hold for a while. As such, please continue to put in your award recommendations. Please continue to work on original scrolls, because we don't have to have dates on them to have them done. So if you're still interested in doing stuff, yeah, get on it. Let me know. I can help out however I can. That's about it.
Okay. Cook's Guild.
Since Eleanor is not responding, I guess I can say we didn't have a Cook's Guild.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't really been doing anything cookie. We've done a lot of home cooking, I suppose everybody has. And we've had a few people publishing recipes, Franklin specifically. But otherwise, we've been sort of light.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So I believe that covers the officers and guilds reports. I know next on the list was going to be Elfsea Defender discussion. However, I'm going to temporarily move that down one spot. We have Her Excellency Gianetta and Mr. Colleen with us online to talk through the event stewards for Braggart's War. So I think we're going to jump to that so we can talk about Braggart's War, and then we'll go back to Defender. So I'm going to turn it over either Gianetta or Colleen. Take it away.
Okay, so I'm going to take it away. I don't know if you can see me or hear me.
We can hear you. We just see your name.
Okay, well, this is my first time with Zoom, so it'll be a process of elimination on buttons to push. But you can hear me, so that works for me. Anyway, Jenna was like, well, why don't you talk? Fine, I'll talk because I'm not afraid. Anyway, with all of the stuff going on, everything has kind of come to a standstill with all events, including Braggart's. However, I have contacted the site, and we're still good to go unless we have to call and cancel, which we haven't paid for anything yet. So we don't have to worry about any kind of a return if we do end up having to cancel. And we do have, I contacted them about the cabins, and we're going to be able to get 7 for sure, maybe 8 of the cabins. He got one person that wanted a cabin for another thing, but he's not quite sure they're going to really want that in the coming months. So we'll definitely have 7 of those cabins, but maybe 8 of them. So we're moving forward on that at least. Yay for sites. While we're sitting around waiting for an event to happen, I'm eagerly awaiting our barons and baronesses to post out there and say, hey, you know, let's get this going and start the rivalries and the team ups and, you know, get people inspired to want to attend Braggart's War, because everybody needs something to look forward to right now. You know, Texas is fixing to start lifting up some of the restrictions on the stay at home phase by phase. However, that's still not getting any of us to events because we don't fall under any of those we can do things yet. So, but let's start, you know, moving forward and you know, start getting everybody to, you know, make sure they've got their, you know, the barons and baronesses each, you know, get to pick one of their, you know, at least one of their favorite people to go out and start, you know, rallying up the troops so that we can have a nice, calm, exciting war. We need to fight.
Exciting war. Okay.
We all missed Gulf War. We need a war.
Yeah. And actually, along those lines, it is looking like Braggart's War will be the first big melee event for Onsteor, possibly. So I expect, or I suspect, attendance will be very, very high because most people will be anxious to get to an event and do things. So my anticipation, if restrictions are lifted and we are able to have it, I suspect that Braggart's War will have probably record numbers, which is awesome. That's just my opinion. I have no knowledge of that other than I would see a lot of people interested to go, especially given the fact that Gulf Wars was canceled and Penzic is canceled. So, but along those lines, Your Excellencies, do you want to talk about what the theme is for this year and the breakdown of the groups?
Kaz, do you want to talk or do you want me to talk? Oh, me? Okay. So somebody Aline just posted in chat that it is Hogwarts that is in Hogwarts. And that's actually very close. It is the Battle of the Four Houses. It is split among Badger, Eagle, Lion, and Snake. Does those sound familiar? The heraldry colors will match. I'm not saying that we've picked a house or anything. I do know that Sir Louis will be leading the Badgers, of course. Our cousins are choosing their houses to back. We're not putting any pressure on anybody to choose a house or anything. Badgers. But that's what it's going to be. So more information will be coming out. I am, of course, backing the Badgers. My brother, of course, is backing the Eagles. I do know our cousins in the Steppe have chose a snake, and I believe, trying to think who His Excellency chose. I don't remember. Lions. And then we're still waiting to find out who our cousins will be in Bonwick, and we will allow them to choose their sides. So until that happens, it is what it is. So start thinking about your heraldry displays, start thinking about A&S projects, and that kind of stuff. And then later, we're going to start spamming the lists with information and encouragement.
Awesome. I have just a couple questions along those lines. Since there's 4 houses, is the melee going to be a 4-way melee, or is it just going to be 2-sided? And if it's just 2-sided, have the pairings been determined, or are you going to wait till you get to the site and do number counts?
Kaz,
the noble team.
Too.
The noble team is the Eagles and the Lions. Then you got the Dastardly Badgers and the Slithering Snakes.
Your Grace, can you mute His Excellency for a minute? The winning team will be the Badgers and the Snakes, of course. So
I seem to
there's
have heard that last braggarts, and your
You're
prediction
looking a little
was
pale.
failed
You guys
also.
are on her side this time, Kaz. Sorry.
Sorry, I was late to the mute. But I did try. So now,
I've got a button too.
yes. And I'm sure His Excellency will be much quicker on the buttons than I am. I am not as familiar. But okay, great. So it is eagles and lions on one side, badgers and snakes on the other, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so does anybody have any questions regarding Braggart's War for the event stewards or for any of us? Do dragons count as snakes? Yes.
No, dragons are not snakes. Dragons are regal, terrific, absolutely majestic creatures, and snakes are not.
Don't listen to her. Everybody that's a dragon needs to be a snake.
No, I'm going to be a badger.
I had a question.
Okay.
I know Mistress Colleen said that we haven't paid any deposits yet on the site. When are we into money? Is there a due date?
We use this site every year because we're using the Sid Richardson Boy Scout Camp, and we pay when we get there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
yes, that
it's
is
something
one
I
very
worked
big-
out with them a few years ago. I stop off at the one of the rangers' houses and give him a check. He gives me a receipt, and I say thank you very much. And that way, if something happens, we can take care of everything while we're on site, and we don't have to worry about mailing things in or anything.
Okay, cool. Another question about the theme. So you said, heraldry, and you said it will be the colors. When you mentioned the colors, the heraldry, were you talking about the mimicking the Hogwarts? If so, what are the colors for each one? I think green and white is for for the snakes, right? I don't know what the other colors are. I'm not a Harry Potter person, so I don't really know.
Badgers are black and gold. Snakes are green, white, and I believe black as well. Lions, Kaz, correct me if I'm wrong, are they blue and black? Or blue and gold?
I would have to
Lions
look
should
it up.
be red and gold. Eagles,
Oh,
eagles
now we
should
have
be
to
blue.
Google it.
Like Lannisters.
Here, let me pull it up.
If we're mimicking Hogwarts colors, then the lion should be red and gold, and
Okay.
the eagles should be blue and silver and black.
Great colors.
I know yellow and gold and black are beautiful colors to be flying.
Okay, so yes, lion is showing red and gold, snake green and silver, eagle blue and silver, badger gold and black.
Cool. All right.
Sounds like all of us yours, Hufflepuff.
All right. So that covers Braggart's Word. Thank you, Your Excellency and Mistress Colleen, for joining to be able to talk and be available for any questions regarding Braggart's War. As of right now, that is on schedule and on track. We will keep you updated if that fails or if something changes along those lines. But as of right now, we're all very much looking forward to it. Okay, so now we're going to go to talk about Elfsea Defender. And I see Silvana, Honorable Lady Silvana, is ready to to talk, and we have a couple options. We did, so you know, in discussion with the site did offer us, because of the situation, a full refund that we were planning, you know, that we had asked for, and I will check on the process on where we are on receiving that. That does not mean that we can't use that site at a different time. That just means that we'd rather have the money sitting with us than sitting with them, and to give us some options about whether we want to be there or not. So we still have the relationship. So if we reschedule Defender, we can still reschedule it there, if we wanted to. That would be Hamilton's Fair Park, or we could go somewhere else and take it somewhere else. But I just wanted to get a gauge on what people, and Your Excellencies, you guys are the ones that I'm most interested in hearing on. What are your thoughts regarding Defender? What would you like to do?
I don't know. I've been kicking around the idea of possibly combining it with or replacing our fall event, the college, and trying to find a date around that time. I don't want to try to do braggarts and 2 events before the end of the year in the last quarter. I don't know. Well, we can look at the scout ranches, obviously, because while they weren't available for us in the spring, they very well could be available in the fall. So that could be an option. It's something I think we're going to have to take a closer look at and discuss among the officers.
I will make one comment. The church, First Jefferson Church, had a huge back piece of property that was just flat, nothing on it.
Okay.
So,
well, we can take a look at
if
that.
you
also
thought about a combined one, you would have the space.
Okay.
Okay. So for Elfsea Defender, and if somebody has any ideas, you know, please, you know, let us know if anything that a perspective that we may be missing. But right now it looks like our options are to possibly like reschedule it as a standalone event on its own, combine it, as His Excellency says, combine it with the Baronial College, and that typically is in October. It doesn't necessarily have to be because it's not the PED, but we usually have it in the October timeframe usually. Combine it with that, or I guess, or not have it, but considering what went down last year, I'm pretty sure that Your Excellencies want Elfsea Defender to happen at some point, to be determined, but really want it to happen. And I know there's lots of championships a lot of champions that are eager to test their skill to be your champions. I know that is highly sought after. So so we will keep you up to date. If anybody, Arthur, sorry, I'm just checking the chat. Arthur had said combining braggarts and Defender. Okay, so that combining, because braggarts is too big to, and you guys are already too busy. So
Sonia, I just have to say I love that you're reading my nods perfectly. I'm like,
yeah, okay. Okay.
And at this point, I would like to say thank you, because I really, don't know that I could handle that many events at one event.
It can be done. It's just a really short amount of time to pull all that together, and it's really wearing on the B&Bs.
Yes, and they are standalone events on their own, and they are, we would not want to take away from one or the other. by combining them. They should be, Braggart's War and Defender should be standalones. Baronial College is a little bit of a different situation because it's a completely different discipline. So you're not interfering. You would still have the Baronial College and the classes and the arts and sciences and stuff like that. And then the Defender portion of it would be all of the championships and then the fighting and the rapier and archery and all that stuff. So, that's it for talking about Defender. If anybody has any ideas that they don't feel comfortable with mentioning or bringing up now, please send an email to their excellencies with your idea, and they'll definitely mull it over and we'll talk about it. Okay. So, how is everyone faring? Is everyone still handling, like, health-wise? Is everyone in the barony okay? Still given the pandemic?
I know personally, a couple of people have met their breaking points, myself included. So we all understand. We do want you to know that if you need help from us in any way, Kaz and I, please send us a text, an email. If we just need to drive by your house and wave out a window so you know that you're still connected, we're down with that. We have masks, we can drive. But don't let yourself stress out thinking that we're all going away, because obviously we're all just on lockdown. But we would rather have you all healthy and safe than hugging. But call us if you need us. Becca has been my lifesaver more than once, where I've had to video chat her and she's just let me look at her face and talk to her for 5 minutes and then I let her go. So sometimes you just need to connect.
I was gonna say, if anybody's looking to just connect literally for like 2 minutes, like, okay, I'm outside of my house, just like in my brain, I'm outside of my house, even though my body's inside of it. You're more than welcome to message me on Facebook Messenger or send a video call. And if I am near my computer, I will pick it up. I today, for me, spent a large amount of time away from the computer, and that helped a little bit because we tend to see what our friends are posting and we care about our friends and we care about each other. And sometimes even when we're in the midst of that hard space, it gets even harder because we recognize our friends are in pain. But so I recommend, getting outside, getting a little sun, sit in your backyard, sit on your front porch. It's not like you can't do that. We can all do that. But honestly, if you need somebody to talk to, if you're like, I'm working on this project and I'm just used to having a friend around, give me a ring, send me a message, say, hey, I just need somebody to talk at. Okay, cool. I can sit and listen. I don't have to say a word. So, whatever you guys need.
Great. Thank you. We offer. And people, thank you, everybody who's been typing in the Zoom group chat to let us know that they're okay, and just communicating there so we can see that. This is definitely an unusual time. I think it is incredible how everyone has come together and is handling it. I hope that people don't get so used to it that they decide they don't want to come back to events anymore. When we're able to go see you. I will say that DFT has also been having just either some get-togethers, and that's in addition to their Populace meetings and their official meetings online. They've just been getting together as a group to chat with something. I was fortunate enough last week to have the time and participate in one of those. And it wasn't with any particular theme or anything. It was just to chat with people that we normally have, discussions all over the place when we're in person. And so this one was, so it's good. So thank you, DFT, for doing those. it's really good. I think I will talk to Their Excellency, see if Their Excellencies are interested in doing that for Elfsea at some time. Not at the same time as DFTs, because obviously, you know, want to encourage everybody to attend whatever they can online and socialize with however they can online, and as much as they can, and not overlap and not conflict with anybody, is the goal. I heard Sir Arthur mentioned earlier in the group, talking about on Saturday, there was the first official on Stewart Court, virtual court. And he said that it went very well and that it was interesting. And I think 3 peerages were done. So I think there's 2 or 3 peerages remaining that will be done either between next Saturday or May 9th. So I'm glad people are still getting the recognition. I know that some individuals, because it's virtual online, they are doing the official court ceremony, the court ceremony. And then when we can get together again, they'll either have like a reception or a vigil or something at that point, for the gathering, so they don't miss out. But they deservingly should get their peerages as soon as they can, and then celebrate afterwards.
They were ordered to have a full elevation within a year after we get released.
Yeah.
Okay. Lady Elaine had mentioned in the chat that they gave out awards for Gulf Wars and Hell's Gate, and wanted to know if the next coming weekends will be Defender Awards. Your Excellencies, have you heard anything about Kingdom giving out awards that they were going to give out at Defender itself and adding them to the virtual court?
They're not really keeping us in the loop on who they're doing for their virtual stuff. For the stuff we would have been giving out, that's just getting backlogged. And then as soon as we get a chance, we'll do something. But as far as what they're doing in their virtuals, I think they're just trying to keep the pile up down. So they're doing what they can when they can, and some of it's availability of like who can tune in and who can, show up in person for them. So I don't think they're directly picking certain events to do.
Yeah, I haven't seen any communication regarding that.
Okay. So encourage everybody to still then attend the virtual courts, because you never know. You need to be in court. I think there was one during the test court, a backlog one that was given. I think Your Excellency said it was back from Lachlan, one of Lachlan's reigns.
I think there were 2 from Lachlan's reign that they read out.
Yep. Because people didn't go to court, so go to court or attend court. I'm not sure how it works. I think they're doing Zoom, or they're doing virtually recording it, and then they're rebroadcasting the recording on the Facebook Live. So that is everybody's, other than maybe going a little bit stir crazy and climbing the walls, is everybody's sanity pretty much intact? Like for their normal?
Just crazy. I think everything that you usually would be able to do in a little time seems to just take so much longer now.
I think I am getting nothing done because I don't have an event I have to be at. So I'm not doing that sewing Friday night to be at an event Saturday. So now all of my stuff is just sitting there in a pile, and I'm like, I'll get to it.
Okay, I got to say, I'm jealous of everybody showing their projects getting done, because I am classified as an essential employee, so I've been working. And since our clients aren't doing anything right now, they're wanting all their projects done now so that whenever this is lifted, they can hit the ground running. So I've been putting in 50+ hours a week and watching you guys post everything you're doing and getting pretty upset that I can't do any of it because I'm exhausted. So keep up the good work and making me very jealous.
We'll start sending you pictures of all of us waking up around 11.
That will not go well for you.
So, Your Excellency, when will the list come out where you start to ask for people to do your projects for you?
That may be, I may have to make time to get a list set up.
Wait, is that an option?
That's not for you. You're off. You're waking up at noon.
I'm willing to go to work.
No. I wouldn't want to interrupt your routine.
Sibling love. It's a wonderful thing.
Well, I thank everybody for attending this meeting. I will ask if there's anybody has any new business they want to bring up or any new old business they wish to talk about. Does anybody have anything they want to talk about?
Oh, Sylvana's asked.
Mm-hmm. Savannah would like to know if everyone has done their Pass the Mug challenge.
I did, and I made Kat do hers.
I saw them. I saw Savannah first, and then I saw your guys.
Ayla, Jeanette did
as well. What to wear? What, Savannah?
Even Jeanette did one. Ayla.
Yes, I did see Jeanette's.
And make sure to turn them into Kelly for the On Siora and Pass the Mug compilation.
Your Grace, we can't wait to see yours and Gabriel's.
Or to see His Excellencies.
We'll see. I haven't done videos before, so I'm not sure I can technologically savvy enough.
Kaz, do I need to come do one for you?
You may have to.
Well, he's working 50 hours a week, so, you know.
Yeah, you can come to my office.
If I may, just so you're aware, to do this, you only need to record a before video and an after. You don't actually have to have the videos merged. If you need help, I know who you need to coordinate with. I feel free to send them to me via Facebook Messenger, and I can get them to where they need to go.
Cool. My biggest problem is I'd have to decide what outfit do I want to be after.
Oh, just do a dozen of them, one for each cornet.
There you go. Good idea.
I like it. I can see her. Mug, count.
Mug.
Gabriel's just handing her cornet after cornet, and she's just putting them on and then taking it off. And then
Or she just turns corners into new outfits.
Right. Then we got the whole armor issue, you know, all 17 suits of armor.
That would be for Gabriel.
We're not even talking Gabriel. He's got at least 100 outfits.
All right, so I have to make a note that omit making myself another coronet from the ANS project.
We have the challenges to be in the whole compilation for all of Anstiora. They have to be turned in by this coming Sunday.
Okay. Cool.
So get busy, people.
Yours is done already, so.
It was fun. You got it. You think it's going to really be bad, but it is really. Let's face it. I was dressed like a Viking dancing in my backyard in full view of any neighbor that chose to walk out. So.
And make sure when you turn them in, there's no music to it. That way, when they put it all together, it's all the same music across the board.
Cool. All right. All right then. So again, thank you everybody for attending. This recording will be posted through, I guess, Facebook Live or something, Her Excellency will direct me on where I need to and what I need to do, or she may offer to do that. All right, cool.
Yeah, it'll automatically go into my account and I'll send it to it just generates a live link you can use to access it.
Cool. Oh, one last thing regarding officers' reports. I know that there's a low and not much is happening, but if you have a monthly report, officer report that's due, please continue to fill them out and send them and submit them. We don't want to get behind on reporting. We still need to report, even if it's just nothing occurred this month. That is a valid statement, but just make sure you continue to send in your reports. Elfsea's got a really good track record, and I definitely would like to see that continue.
My April one, I sent it in as of today.
Awesome.
Sonia, you have a question from Aline. Do you have a problem with her posting the newsletter as a file to the Facebook group?
I do not. Maybe more people will read it that way. Cool. All right then. So thank you all for attending. I will make every effort to be online and communicate more than I have been. I've been kind of letting, I guess, the dust settle and trying to figure out where things are going to be. But I will, even if it's just a couple minute, blurb or just a couple sentences or anything, I will increase my online presence as Essential of Elfsea to keep people up to date. If anybody has anything that comes up that they either want to discuss or mention, all of the officers, if it relates to specific office, all of the officers have their official email addresses. Please send them an email. All of the officers check their emails. So that is the best way for anything, and for anything official, please use the official email addresses. Keep your spirits up. We're going to get together soon, and when we're able to get together, it's going to be a great time. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Oh, I forgot. Did Your Excellencies want to say anything?
No, I think we're actually good. Just really stay healthy and reach out if you need to.
Great.
We miss everyone.
Yep. All right. Bye, everyone. I am getting ready to shut off the recording now.
Click end meeting for all.
Yep. End meeting.
Yes, my love.
Bye.
Upstairs. Doing